Hi, I'm Clarisse, and yes, I started medical school at 33 years old, not straight out of high school, not in my 20s, but at a point in my life when most people would have said that it's too late. In this video, I'm going to share why I made that decision, and I'm going to tell you why it might not be too late for you either. So for many years, I was literally actively chasing my dream of becoming a doctor. And I was actively applying, but for some reason, for which I'm not going to bore you with, I just could not get into medical school straight away after high school. And one of those reasons is because I did not do my qualifications in England. When I was applying to go into medical school in England, they could not take my qualification. When that happened, I was faced with difficult situation because I did not know what to do. I didn't have anyone who had been through the same thing as me, who had gone through the system and managed to get into medical school. So I applied for a few courses in college and I wanted to apply for access to medicine, but I got rejected. The only course they could give me was a diploma in health and social care. So I accepted the course because I was like, I don't want to be wasting time. And it was just going to take about a little over 1.5 years. I took that course and I did that. But whilst I was doing the course, I was just trying to find ways that I could actually get into medical school. One way that I found out some information is that I spoke to a guidance counselor, I think that's what they call them. And she told me the only way I could have a chance of applying to medical school is if I did a first degree and then apply after as a graduate. That would take me 3 years for the bachelor's degree that I'm going to study and then apply for graduate entry for 4 years and do medicine for 4 years. I took on that advice because, like I said, I didn't know anybody else who could give me any other advice, anything different, anything quicker, anything better. And that's actually part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel, because I want this information to be readily accessible to somebody who might have been in the same situation as me or who will be in the same situation as me, and just find out some options that are out there for them. I went to university to do biomedical science. I did that for 3 years. So in 2013, I graduated. And from 2013 till 2021, I was actively applying to medical schools and I was actively getting rejected, basically. So imagine I was applying, so you're usually allowed to apply to a maximum of four universities for medicine. So for university, for about, let's say I didn't apply for, maybe I missed the application for maybe 2 years in a row. But that makes it from 2013 to 2021. That's about 8 years. 8 years of rejection from 4 universities. That's about 32 rejection, literally. So I was applying, I was actively chasing this dream, but then reached that stage in my life where I realized that I was putting everything else on hold. I was putting on hold having a family. I was putting on hold chasing other dreams, businesses. I was putting on hold having children. I was realizing that I was postponing so many things that were quite important to me. That kind of shifted my thinking. So in about 2019, 2020, I did not apply. I just took a break because it was taking a toll out of my mental well-being, and I need a break. I need to focus on other areas of my life that I'm quite passionate about. And in 2021, I gave birth to my first son. And in that year, I actually remember I went to do UCAT test, which is an aptitude test that you do to apply to medical schools. And I went there when I was heavily pregnant. And I remember that year, actually, I applied for medicine quite early because I was like, just in case I give birth, I would have sent my application already and I won't have to worry about that with a newborn. So I applied in 2021. And in 2022, that was when I got an answer, a confirmation that I had gotten into medical school. This news finally came at a time in my life when life was very busy, when my responsibilities had grown, And when the inner fear in me was getting louder, telling me, you are too old and I'm being selfish, because obviously now I have a family to think about, I have a child to think about, and whether you like it or not, this decision will impact your family's well-being. And also telling me, are you really going to manage this with everything else you got going on your plate? But I chose to not listen to that fear. I chose to shut it off because I was finally getting the decision that I've been looking for. I'm finally being accepted into medical school. I wasn't going to pass on that opportunity for anything. I was like, I'm going to go into medicine and I'm going to do it with all my other responsibilities. So in 2022, when I started university, my mindset kind of shifted, because basically I started at 33 and I was going to do a course that was going to take 6 years, not 5, not 4 years, 6 years. So meaning that if everything goes well, God willing, I will graduate when I'm 39, almost 40. That was kind of scary. But then I had to realize that, you know what, those 6 years are going to pass anyway. So I had two options, two choices to make. Do I want to turn 40 and wished I had tried? Or do I want to turn 40 and be happy that I actually did try? And I chose the last option, because I was like, choosing to study medicine at 33 was not just about the title. This was about choosing purpose over comfort. And was this decision quite scary? Absolutely. And was it quite difficult? Every single day. Because if you think about it, I started medical school when I was older, with more responsibilities, with less time. But what I did have to my advantage was the clarity. I literally had clarity of where I was going. I had the discipline that I needed to sustain me on this course. And I had the determination to keep going, because it is difficult. It's very challenging to carry on when you have so many other responsibilities. Choosing to study medicine at 33, or when I'm a little bit older, did not make me weaker. It just made me more focused. And doing that as well, choosing to do that as well, it was because I just wanted to live a more meaningful life. I wanted to show my children what courage looks like. I wanted to show myself that I can achieve anything and that my dreams are still valid, and that, well, I can actually live the dream that I've always wanted. I wanted to prove to myself that that was possible. I needed to prove to myself that I can start again and I can change the trajectory of my life to how I wanted it to be initially, before life took me in different directions. So if you are that person who feels behind, who feels like time has passed them by, and who feels like they're scared of starting something new, I'm just here to tell you that it's not too late. Your dreams are valid. You're not being unrealistic, and your dreams do not expire. You still have time. And sometimes starting later means that you're starting wiser. You're going to make wise decisions. You're not going to be deterred easily. You're not going to waste time. You're going to be laser focused on what you really want. So if you want to follow my journey as a med student mom, and I share realistic conversation about starting over again, and if you need a reminder that it's never too late, then subscribe and join me here at Clarisse's Hub. And let's just keep moving and remind you that it's important to choose yourself and to choose your dreams. So until next time, I'll see you later and take care. Bye.